Yeah, we'll try, Danielle. What got us thinking about this was the race for governor. The last Marquette Law School poll to have a head-to-head was taken in June. Now, that race showed that Governor Scott Walker had a 4-point lead over Democrat Tony Evers. But last week, NBC News released its poll numbers. And here you can see Evers leads Walker by 13 points. Which poll is correct and what makes for a good poll? Last Friday, Kevin Nicholson looked around and was happy with what he saw. He appeared in Chippewa Falls one day after a new NBC News Marist poll showed the candidate for U.S. Senate led his Republican rival, Leah Vukmir.
At this point, I think there's been like 11 polls in the primary. I think we've been winning in like 9 or 10 of them. So we're in a very good position here to win the primary.
But that poll is only a snapshot from an already long campaign season. There's also the Marquette Law School poll. The most recent head-to-head numbers from June show Nicholson down 11 to incumbent Senator Tammy Baldwin.
These polls were taken 2 weeks ago, so they were a snapshot that was accurate 2 weeks ago. Whether they are accurate today or not, who knows? So Marquette or NBC? Is either poll better than the other? Mark Murray is a senior political editor for NBC News.
The methodological is very similar to the Marquette poll, where these are live caller polls that you end up having. Marist is based in New York State and not in Wisconsin like Marquette is.
But Professor Charles Franklin with Marquette says differences can happen, like on a potential showdown for governor between Scott Walker and Tony Evers. Walker up 4 in Marquette, Evers up 13 in NBC News.
We're talking to a sample of the population, not the whole population. And so, of course, results are going to vary. That's why we have a margin of error of about 4 points, or for the primaries, about 7 points in both the Marist and our polls.
Frank cites 3 areas to look at for a good poll: how questions are asked, who is asking them, and how well the demographics of the sample polled match those of the voters in general.
Both of them understand that this is a purple state, and over 40% of our electorate is politically independent, ideologically moderate.
As for Nicholson, he says he's concentrating on just one poll.
And at the end of the day, and this is true, the only poll that really matters is the one where the voters take on Election Day.
Now, Danielle, Professor Franklin and Marquette also talked about a third poll released today from Emerson College out in New York. And that poll used robocalling and online polling to get its numbers. So to add to the collection of polls in the Republican U.S. Senate primary, there you see it. It shows Vukmir and Nicholson in a near dead heat.